This is a quick demonstration of how to use the TracknWatch app, and while we're using an iPhone, it's the same on the Android phone as well as the iPhone. So the first thing you'll need to do is go to the Play Store or the App Store and download the TracknWatch app, and the address of that is above this video. When you download it, you'll see the icon which is there in the top left of the screen. All it's a matter of doing is pressing on the TracknWatch icon, and immediately you'll see that a map of the USA will come up, and you can scroll the map around by simply just putting your finger on there and swiping around. You can move the map around. The other thing you'll see immediately is there are a number of what we refer to as markers. Those markers represent chasers or watches, depending on what you're actually streaming. The chasers are the storm chasers in the US, and the other watches are doing different assignments around the world. So just a quick run through of everything. Before you actually log in, you'll see that down the bottom on the bottom row is a camera icon. That is for your live streaming. The arrow down the bottom allows you to, once you're logged in, it'll allow you to center in on where you are. So if you want to know exactly where you are, push the locator arrow. The pause button is simply it's got pause and start, and I'll run through that in a minute. That's where you start your tracking. The tags is where you can activate the tags for each particular watcher or chaser. So it'll tell you who's who. We'll go through that in a minute. In the top left hand corner you've got your plus and minus, which is your zoom, but you can also pinch in and out to zoom, which I find is a lot easier. The icon in the top left, which looks like a tornado, that is what we refer to as a wind rotation layer, and that will give you a good idea of wind speed and wind rotation around storms, especially around emergency service workers where you're trying to watch the weather because of various reasons. The American flag there is the weather overlay, which will give you a very detailed map of the storms and weather across the USA. The globe is a worldwide weather, so that will show you worldwide weather. Not as accurate as the USA, but it'll give you a good indicator of when storms or rain, severe rain, is approaching your particular area. The little green plug on the right hand side means that you are connected to TracknWatch. If that is red, it means that you've either got no service or there's an issue with the server connection. So you can either refresh, which I'll show you how to do in a minute, or you can contact us at support@tracknwatch.com, and we'll get onto it as quick as we possibly can. So running through the markers, you'll see at the moment there's a number of grey markers in the USA. Grey markers simply mean that they are not tracking, they are not streaming, and that was their last known location. We can open that up a little bit by just pinching out. And if I want to see who is actually who in relation to the names, I can hit the tag button, and you'll see there that it'll come up with the names and their IDs. If we click the tag button again, that will actually disappear. If you click on any of the markers now, you'll see that, for instance, having a look at Brandon, if I click on his marker, you'll see that it'll come up, this watcher is not streaming, and it says a red-orange marker indicates streaming and a grey marker indicates last known position. But you'll also see on there is a message, which means you can send a message to the particular person, and they'll get it on their screen. There's also a camera icon which allows you to send photos backwards and forwards to the particular person. And the info is simply how many viewers are looking at the stream. Because they're not streaming, obviously it's 0. So we can close that. In the top left-hand corner, as I said, you've got the zoom in button. We just find it's easier to actually zoom in and out by pinching. It's a lot easier. To log in, and I'm logged in at the moment, that's why I can see the camera app or the camera icon. If you're not logged in, you won't be able to see that camera. So to log in, click on the menu on the left hand side. You'll see global weather, US wind shear, and they're the ones we were talking about on the top of the screen. Refresh is quite important. If you ever get to a point where things are just going wrong and you need to refresh the whole app, just click the refresh button, wait a couple of seconds, and that'll refresh for you. Terms of service, privacy policy are just standard for the website. You'll see at the moment we're actually logged in because there's a log out button down the bottom there. So once you log in, you'll actually see this particular screen. Again, to close that, we just click on the menu. All right, so if I click, once I'm logged in, if I click on the camera icon, you'll see immediately the screen will change and it'll force you to hold the camera in a landscape position, or the phone, should I say. So at the moment, you'll see they're going through the particular icons. Is in the top left-hand corner is the back button. In the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see there that this is the microphone button. Now we can turn your microphone on and off. If I click that, you'll see a line goes through it. That means your microphone is off. So if you want to be talking anything in the vehicle or while you're carrying the phone, turn your mic off. We'll turn that back on at the moment. On the right-hand side, you've got a reverse camera button. We click that. You'll see that it'll get the top of my head. It'll reverse the camera and we can reverse back again. And you can do that while you're actually streaming as well. The plus and minus are self-explanatory. They're just your zoom buttons in and out. It's a 4x zoom. And on the bottom right-hand side, quite an important button is that if we push that, you'll actually see your settings. We suggest that you keep it on medium quality, which is sort of fairly generic. Low quality is where you are in a poor streaming area with not good reception. So your quality of your stream will not be as good, but it's still pretty decent from all our testing that we've done. If you're in a good quality area, you want to do an interview with someone, we suggest you go to best quality. And all it's a matter of doing is clicking whichever quality you want. We'll go to medium and return back to the camera. So again, if we want to change the quality, it will stop the stream, so you'll need to restart again. But to change the quality, click on the menu, select low quality or medium, whatever you want, and the back button, and that will lock that in. To stream, all we do is we click the red camera button, and that is now streaming. You'll also see that the counter up the top here is actually counting up. Keep an eye on that because that will show you that you are streaming. If the stream stops, there is a warning that will come up that your stream has stopped, but based on the area where you are and the network, that may take a few minutes to come up. The best indicator that you're streaming is the counter up the top. And again, to stop, we just push the button. So it's, if we go back to the beginning, just to give you a very quick run through again, we can go back to the map. You'll see that it'll come up with the icons, and the icons, when they are red, it means that the person is, or you are streaming, or another person is streaming. When they're green, it means that someone is tracking and not streaming. If I just go over to Australia, you'll see on here that in Perth and Adelaide that there are 2 people or 2 chaser watchers in Australia. as I said before, I'm logged in, I'm in Perth, so if I click on the locator button, it will take me directly to where I am. And again, I'll zoom back out again to the whole of Australia. If you want to see where another particular person is, you can actually click on their marker and it will take you directly to their location. We can close that and it'll show their location. You can see there that Mark in Adelaide is tracking at the moment. He's not streaming. If the marker goes red, then you'll see that he is actually streaming and you'll get video. And that's about it. We'll give you some more updates as we get them. And again, if you have any problems at all, don't hesitate to give us or shoot us an email at support@TracknWatch.com, and we'll get back to you usually within 12 hours. Thanks for watching.